Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Mason the Mason. In this video I am building a block porch and I'm going to build a block corner. So I'm going to teach you how I build a block corner and all the little things that go into this. So the first thing is, if you look down here, see these green lines, right? These are my wall lines. I laid them out, I got my corner, and on the corner I got a little pin here. Can you see the pin? Right? And I knocked the corner off the block so it sits there. I know I'm running my block this way. I got bond marks marked, the black ones on the footer here, so I know where I'm at. Now, I went half and whole off of that lead over there. And I didn't want to, have weird pieces in there. So I have to open up about an inch, inch and a half in this course. So my joints are going to be a little big, which is no problem. And I stopped laying there. I only came up 3 courses. Because we got to cut that, whatever. How you hit your heights. If you look here, this is the top I put there. This is where the concrete's going to go. So this is the height of the concrete. We made space for that. This is the top of the block. So concrete's going to sit here, and I marked 8-inch increments because block work 8-inch increments. I marked them all the way up my stick. So I know exactly where to put it, and I don't have to keep matching the height off of the block over there. I just move them to my lines so I know what's up. Now we're ready to start laying. So you get this out. Oh, old man. Just kidding, I'm 22. But spread in the mud. You were gonna want to spread 5 blocks. So we're going 5 courses high. You want 5 block on your bottom course. So what I do here, roll it like you're spreading brick. Spread her down, scoop her up. You don't want to cover your line. And I'm going a little thin here because I know I got to come down. I already checked the height with my stick. I'm going to come down. So 1, 2, one more. 3. Same thing. Roll it, flop her back. All right, now on the corner you got a little bit in the middle there and there. All right, we're ready to set this. So now pick this up, put it right there, try to hit your lines as close as you can. All right, I cleaned the mud off the footer and I use that for my head joints. And I am opening up a little bit, so we're going to make these fat. So I'm matching up to that line the closest I can get. So we're gonna clean that mud up. And throw down the head joint. So I got these. Now I'm gonna come this way. So walk up here. I know I gotta come 2 block. I didn't mark my bond on this side because I'm gonna go off of it down there, but we know we gotta go 2 block. Should be close to 2. Whenever you spread these, you go in, out, right? And you can't spread that middle one. So I spread it off the wall. a little short on my mud. Boop, boop. Got a rock there, you don't want that. In, out. Every time. Flick the top so it doesn't fall off. Slap, in, out, flick the top. This side I can lay my joints normal, so I slam them in there real good. I'll probably end up having a piece down there. We'll talk about that in the next video. Clean up all that. Okay, so now there's 4 steps that I do every time when I do this. 1, is level the top. You want your level exactly down the middle, right? A lot of people get mad at me for this. I don't care. I bought a masonry level. It's got bumpers on it, so I can hit this. Make her flat. Make sure they're chasing all the block good, right? It's in the lines. We're good to go. Same thing here. Good. Now, I take my 2-footer and I plumb each one of them. When you plumb, you want it right in the center here. If you hit it, if you have it over there or whatever, it's not going to be exactly right. You want it right in the middle. I use a hammer just because it's easier to turn them. So these things kind of have like a pivot point, you know? And it's right in the middle, and when you hit it, it moves however it is. When you hit this one's good. All right, come look over here. All right, so it's touching this side of the line. That means you hit this side of the block right here. So it's on that side, you hit this, the same side of the line's on. Now hitting it in the middle only twists it in the middle, right? It's not gonna mess up this way, it shouldn't. See that? That's still good. Okay, now that you're done with that, that was step 2. Step 3 usually is to plumb down. In this case, all we're doing is matching to the wall line. So this is matched. You got your corner right on that corner. And then we check this one. It's pretty good. Now step 4, straight edge. I do the side of that the block's running first. So you match up to that corner and you match up to this corner. You want both of those touching. And then you hit the block. And you want it, you use this side of the level and you go right in the middle of the block. Next thing you're gonna do, make sure you're running on your wall line good. So you just chase it along. We're running good on the wall line. That means this wall will be straight. Same thing over here. Good, good. No spaces in there. And we're gonna run it out there and we're good. Now we're ready to move up. Every time you do this, I fill this head joint. So we're gonna use this crap mud off the footer. A couple rocks in there won't hurt it. Now you got to make sure that you have strength, right? Making sure that it's not going to fall. So you're going to fill these up with concrete, and everywhere you fill them up with concrete, you want rebar. So some people wet set them in the footer, which I find extremely challenging, especially in ditches. Like, how are you going to know exactly where the wall's at on 4-foot increments, and you're going to hit the center? Screw that, man. So I take a hammer drill and I drill them down in. You go about 4 inches in, halfway through the footer. So you're supposed to blow them out and put epoxy in them, right? That's the most proper way. But I just pound them in. Pound them in until it does that, starts jiggling on you. Now, Yeah, you're supposed to epoxy it, whatever. I don't do that. It doesn't really matter. At least for the job I'm doing. If you're on some job where there's lots of inspections and stuff like that, you're going to want to do it the proper way. But this will be good enough for what we're doing. It's going to be backfilled on both sides. This is more than enough. Now we're ready to get spreading. So you just run your trowel along that. I think about this at 45-degree angles. So 45 this way, 45, push and slide at the same time. Like you're almost like karate chopping something. So just keep doing that all the way across. And I can spread pretty far because I know I have to come down on my joints. I checked it before we started, and I have to come down about 3/8 of an inch in order to work my 8-inch increments on block work. When you spread where you're putting your block, you want to put it in the middle, and you want to put it on here so there's mud touching everywhere that you lay your corner block. Over on this side. Okay, now we're good to go up. Your corners on 8s look like this. They're straight. When you get bigger or smaller, they make special corners to work 8s. So if it was a 10-inch block, we would have a 10-inch corner. Up over the bar, coming down, and you want to match up your corner the best as you possibly can. So you try to, and you let her float, because you're gonna have to beat it around to make it level. Clean up your mud. When I'm doing this, you can tell I'm just grabbing the rebar and moving it around so I don't get cut. Another way to spread your heads, rub it flat and slice it back. Match up the best you can to the bottom. All right, hit pause. So I laid them all, right? Now it's time to make sure that you're level and plumb. So again, 4 steps every single time. That's all you gotta do, 4. Level across the middle, both directions. Sometimes you gotta shake them. That one's messing me up. Okay, redo this one because I had to knock that down. Okay, step 2, plumb them all, right in the middle, just like last time. At this point, if you did the first course right, it should be pretty easy if you set them good. You don't gotta do too much leveling. Every time you do the corner like this, you gotta double check that you didn't knock it out, even though you shouldn't, because if you hit the middle, it only twists one direction. Okay, step 3. Now plumb down. What that means is you go all the way to the end on your head joint and you go down the center of the block below you. Right? Boom. You want that plumb. Right in lines, you're good. Now you're on the corner, you do both of them. So you're gonna go this way. Something's wrong, it's not running along the block good. Huh. There we go. Plumb that way. I go right on the corner. When you're doing the long side, I go right on the corner and you plumb it. On the short side, I go right in the center though, right? Okay, boom, plumb. You do all the end points of this. So end point again, center of your head joint, center of your block. Boom, good. Okay, last step. Step 4, straight edge. I always do the side that the corner's running like this first, just because if you do that side first, it's not gonna line up right. And you're gonna have to do it twice anyway. So we're pretty close. Make sure there's no spaces. Okay. Other side, look down here one time. This is a perfect example. So there's a space in your block, right? All you do is hit it so it runs along there good. And it should run like that. Real smooth. All right, now you're ready to keep moving up. But first, we're gonna check our height. I knew I had to come down, right? So hopefully I got it. We'll see. And I'm a real stickler with the mud. I try to use all of it because, you know, I hate mixing it. Don't want to kill Reggie. Mixing my mud all day long. So we get as much as we can out of it. I'm gonna use the Stabila laser level here. There's a setting here. This is exact. We're not really worried about that at the moment. We're gonna give us a little bit of play because, you know. So this is the footer, first course, second course. You move it up to that line. So I gotta come down about 1/8, yeah, as much as that black part of the stick. So now we're good to keep moving up. Hey, bud. All right, so I'll do this one more time here. Fill that up. Put some mud there. Mud there. Big scoop. Flick it. Grab your bar so you can pull it out of your way. Push down and slide. Karate chop it on there. Karate chop. The biggest thing is when you come to this side, this is all in your fingers, right? I'm holding it just like that. That way I can twist it, twist, and slide. I can go both directions. See how I went forward just because of the rebar? But when you're first starting, it is the easiest to twist and come back, go backwards the whole way out. Like I can go both ways when I'm doing this because I've been doing it so long. But if you're just starting and you're having troubles, always work your way back down the wall. All right, hit pause. All right, one more time just so you really get it. Level down the middle. Shaker. Level. Level this way. Good. Wait. Yeah. Plumb. Down the center. Both ways on here. I'll grab that. Ham-ba-lam. Ham-ba-lam. Good to go. Double check because I beat the crap out of that. Still good. Good, okay. Clean your mud up so you don't dirty your level up. Just on the outside. Okay, now plumbing down. This is something that's important that you can't do till you get up higher. So when you do this, right down this head joint. You also want to hit this head joint. So you run along that. Sometimes your block are bananas, right? They'll come in or they'll come out. You want to watch that. If you have a banana, you just go like that and do it. In this case, I do not, right? It's still level. You'll know you have a banana or a hook in it if it's pushing out like that, right? But if it's plumb here, pushing out, you have a banana. I do not. I'm lucky. These blocks are nice and straight. So your plumb, right? Bump that out. Sure your line's good. 1, down the center of this one, center here, because it's the short side. Oh, I hate the rebar. Come around this side. Down the center. Good. The outside corner, right directly down this corner. I like to put it right on my nail when I do it. Okay. This one, matching your head joints again. Make sure you're chasing good, and we are. Step 4, straight edge alongside first. Tap that just a hair. Ditch work sucks, bro. So if you're doing that, I'm sorry. I feel for you. I know. All right. Now, a way that I can check, make sure that my walls are going to be plumb when you're running them in, right? Because you don't want your block lipping one way or the other. You run just like you straight edge that. Straight edge down these corners. They should hit good. I'm a little bit off here. Boom. You want no spaces in here. You do the same thing on the other side. Double check that. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Ugh. Ditch work, man. Ditch work. And that's perfect. Can't get a trowel in there. Good to go. All right. I'm gonna do this next course. Just let her go, let her run, and then I'll show you what to do with the top block, because the top block is always just a hair different than when you're running the meat of your lead up. So when you're down to one block, I'll show you what you do different with that. All right, last block. The first thing I always do is make sure that I'm close in height before I touch it anywhere. Okay, now that I got that taken care of, this, you skip step 1. If you level this, you can't get a plumb. You can't get both. You only get one, level or plumb. So we'll start first of all by shaking that down a little bit, because we know you gotta come down. Plumb. Double check again. Good roll. So you just skip that part, right? That leveling part, because you know you can't do that. So now with this, my foot against the bottom of this. Make sure we're plumb. Beat her out. Same thing on this side. Foot against the bottom. Right in the center of your block. Huh. Go to the outside corner on this one too. Block was a little bit off. Oh well. Alright. Now with this side, you don't got to straight edge it, right? But we're going to do, or my bad. There's no straight edge now. Just plumb it. Foot against the bottom, you're running up your heads, right? Okay, plumb. Now, on this side, I just go down the corner. So it's good there. Double check this corner. Plumb there. Run down this along all these. Good. That's good. Double check this side. That's good. One more double check. All right. So now we're done. And it turns out, when I first started, I thought I was going up 6 courses, so that's why this is sticking out. You're not supposed to do that. When you pour a porch, you're supposed to have this completely separated, because if the concrete cracks, it'll crack your wall. So I'm gonna have to come back and chop these off, right? Not a big deal. It just sucks, a little extra work, and I have to recut my rebar. So no big deal. But that's how you build a block corner, you know. Oh, yeah. Anyway, this was my first corner. So as you could tell, I wasn't really worried about my height. But all the other ones need to match this height exactly. You cannot mess this up. Like, they all have to be the same now. So good. All right, 1.5 inches down perfectly from the height. So I came down 5.5 inches, right? There's gonna be 4 inches of concrete on here. The reason I came down 5.5 is because it's got a pitch away from the house. So back there, it will be 5.5 inches of concrete. Up here will be 4 inches. So that's why I came down 5.5 inches from top of floor height in the house over there. So now that's it. You just gotta strike these joints up, make them look pretty. I guess I'll show you how to do that quick. So this is pretty easy. You do all the head joints first. Head joints. I filled these up pretty good, so you don't really have, I don't have to use a lot of mud. But if you ever have a hole, you see this hole right here? Hole, right? You gotta fill that with mud, make it look good. So, back up. Yeah, it's like riding a dirt bike or a motorcycle. Get it to stick. Shove that in there. All right, once you do all the heads, you come through and do this part. If there's any holes, fill them in. Usually you don't have that happen. I did. But anyway, you do that the whole way, all of it. Then you brush it all them off, right? Now this time, after you brush the whole thing, you do all the beds first, then the heads. If you look here, this is called an umbrella head. You don't want that. So when you do the beds first, right, it creates that, and you just get that out of there. And it makes all of the joints really smooth like that. So you do that everywhere, and then you're done. So yeah, all right. So that was how you build a block corner. If you got any questions, I'll try and get back to you and answer them best I can. And thanks for watching.